Weaknesses of the 1992 Constitution. That is good. You see, the 1992 Constitution is very democratic in the sense that it guarantees the rights of citizens.
Okay.
Are you following? It guarantees the rights of citizens.
Okay.
When we are talking about rights here, we are talking about economic rights, social rights, political rights, and others. So, civil rights and others. So, as a citizen, that constitution has given you the mandate to enjoy your freedoms and rights. Are you following? That is why you, if a citizen is abused, he can have access to fair hearing and trial.
Those things, is it really in practice? Like, is it there? Is it physically visible for us to go and access?
It is there. It is there. But what we are lacking is inadequate communication. The communication is not effective on civic education.
Okay.
Are you getting it?
So
there are so many people. There are so many people that are sidelined.
Okay.
Especially people in the hinterlands or the remote areas in the country.
Okay.
Most of them do not have opportunity to be educated on
their rights
and freedoms, and even how to access justice. Are we following?
Yes.
So Ghana is trying its best. We have NCC.
You are welcome to Kimbo Royal Tree, the best hotel in Winneba, close to Winneba Johnson and direct opposite the Well Filling Station. Among some of the facilities Kimbo Royal Tree offers its clients and customers include: number 1, we have a serene swimming pool where you can relax your body at any time, swim at any time, any day at affordable prices. In fact, you can come here 24/7. We operate all time. We there for you. Kimbo Royal Treat is having an event center where we host every type of event. Any event you want, whether birthday party, weddings, any event at all, we can give you the best facility to host your event that you want to host. Kimbo Royal Treat is having a gym center where you can gym your body at any time, morning, evening, afternoon, any time at all you feel. And we also have a kitchen where we offer both local and foreign dishes. Any type of food you want, just come to Kimbo Royal Treat and we will give it to you at very affordable prices. We also have a clinic attached to the hotel where, in case of any emergency or any other time, you can go there for the services at very, very subsidized prices. We've reduced the prices drastically just to favor our customers. Call the contact, the numbers on this list.
It is known for civic education. But then, how further are they going into the hinterlands or the remote areas to educate Ghanaian citizens on this?
Nobody wants to go there.
I have realized that we have the institutions in place to ensure that our rights are protected. Okay? But then, I have come to realize that it is now the duty of you and I to use any forum or opportunity to get people educated on these things. We have Amnesty International there that is helping people out. We have the SHRAS, we have DAFSU, and all the human rights institutions available in the state. We also have the court system that serves justice to the oppressed, or that ensures that each and everyone enjoy their fundamental human rights. And also, when we look at the 1992 Constitution, it talks about the change of mood, the mode of change of government.
Okay.
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 The 1992 Constitution clearly states the tenure of office a political leader need to serve. The terms of office as a for instance, the president will serve for 4 years. Then he will be re-elected into office, or another person will be re-elected. That is based on the decision of the masses. Are you following?
Yes.
So the constitution clearly states that, and the various institutions that can serve as
A check.
a check
Yes.
on the system. So we have so many strengths in the constitution, but everything that is good also have the other side.
The other side of it.
Are you getting it? I may say that in those days that the constitution was adopted, the constitution was adopted based on the circumstances, okay, surrounding those periods or conditions in those periods. But now that we are moving forward, we are developing, and then I will say that the Fourth Republic is the longest republic we have had so far, and we are praying that we maintain this republic.
Yes.
So right now, I will say that there are so many inefficiencies. There are so many loopholes in the constitution. When we look at the various organs of government, that's the institutions of government,
Yes.
you see that the principle of separation of powers is not very effective. Why am I saying so? Because we have a situation where some ministers of the states are appointed from the parliament. Are you following?
It's even a recommendation given by the constitution that a percentage of them should come from parliament.
Exactly. But the principle of separation of powers is saying that these organs of government need to be independent in terms of personnel and
functions.
Okay. And we have the executives. When you are if you are a parliamentarian and you are appointed as a minister, automatically you belong to the executive arm. You are representing the executive, and then at the same time, you are also part of the legislative house.
And with this, wouldn't it?
And if you are a minister of state,
yeah,
and you are in parliament, and a decision have to be made against the executive, and you are part of and you are a minister of state, will you support that decision?
You will never.
And maybe the decision that is to be made would have a positive impact on the masses, on the people you are representing in the house. But because you would have to protect the interests of someone, your discharge of duties in the house will not be effective.
Is this not like a repetition of what happened in 1960, where the president formed part of
I will say that it might not be a direct repetition though, because the president himself is not the but he's having representatives. Are you getting it? When we take into consideration the principle of checks and balances, I believe that yes, despite the fact that the organs need to work separately, okay, there should also be a check. But in which mode will the check be carried out? Okay, in which mode will the check be carried out? Should it be that someone from the executive, from the legislative have need to be appointed before that check is done? No. Okay. For instance, the approval of budgets need to be done in parliament. The executives, they prepare the budgets, right? And then the approval is done in the parliament. That is a check to know whether what you are going to serve the Ghanaian citizens is in the best interest of them. That is why the courts also, the court system, the judiciary also have what? Their roles to play as a check, so that there will not be abuse of power. Are you following? So the constitution is having so many strengths, but some of the weaknesses too is that the president is having so much power to appoint almost the directors of the various institutions. You see, when we come to uh, uh, this institution, even the president is having a hand in the appointment of chief justice. Okay, when the national legal council wants to do their appointments and of the chief justice, that need to be done with the approval of the president. Are you following? When the head of Siraj, okay, the director of Siraj, NCC,
education, everywhere,
the president is having that power.
Is it IGP?
Are we following?
All the law.
So, in fact, if the president is having these powers, do you think that we will realize the true representation of the people?
It's not possible.
We may have a bit of it, but not fully. Because if your appointment, we can see what is happening around us.
Yeah.
You know. And I also know.
We know.
We know what is happening.
I know.
In the system. Yes. Where some people are unconstitutionally moved out of office. We know all these things. So I think if there is a need for review, then it should be reviewed. Are we getting it?
Yes.
If there is a need for review, then it should be reviewed. There are so many people in authority that knows much about the reviewing of the 1992 Constitution. Should it be scrapped off or reviewed? Are you getting it? When we are throwing the total document away,
then that
to adopt a new one,
another republic.
It cannot. You see, I don't think it will be appropriate.
Yeah.
But then you see
it's not everything in it that
what matters most is that what we have to look at is the enforcement and the implementation of the provisions of the Constitution. That is what we are lacking. That is what we are lacking. So if we have leaders who really have the people, the interests of the people at heart, and really want to serve them, then they will allow the effective implementation and enforcement of the provisions of the Constitution. Are you following? So there is a whole lot that we need about the
you talked about checks and balances.
Yes.
With checks and balances, I want us to place much focus on the president per se. That is the executive arm of government.
Okay.
Why do you think constitutionally it is difficult for the necessary arms that are supposed to check on the president, finding it difficult to check on? Because recently, I think 2022,
is it
right?
Checking on the president or the executive arm?
Okay, let me open it for the executive arm.
Okay.
Because the example I'm even about to cite is not the example. It's not the president.
Okay.
You remember 2022, where both caucuses in the parliament say calling for the removal of the finance
the finance
minister, right? Ken Oforiatta.
Sure.
And it was only the executive, let me say the executive, that disagreed with those criticisms.
Sure.
And almost the whole Ghana, about a huge percentage of the citizens are also subscribing to the argument that he should be removed from office due to is it ineffective functioning. Yet today, the executive alone is able to retain him up to date. What is making it that much difficult to force the executives to do the right thing if we feel that is what is supposed to be done?
I would like us to read some sections of the
The Constitution. Okay, I think
Okay.
that will help.
That is talking about the executive arm.
Okay, you can jot the articles down when he quote it. You can jot it down, then you go and read and do your own research, because you can't just listen to him. You have to also do your research and see if it tallies with what he's saying.
Precisely the Article 8.
Okay, Article 8.
Chapter 8 that
Chapter
talks about
8.
the executive arm.
Okay.
And then we move to the article that talks about the removal of the president.
Okay.
Okay. Removal of president. That is Article 69. Clause 1E. You see, the president shall be removed from office if he is found in accordance with the provisions of this article. A. To have acted in willful violation of the oath of allegiance and the presidential oath set out in the second schedule, 2, or in willful violation of any other provisions of this constitution. B. To have conducted himself in a manner which brings or is likely to bring the high office of the president into disrepute, ridicule, or contempt, or prejudicial or inimical to the economy or the security of the state. Are you following? When we look at the economic issues of the state, that has to do with the finance minister actions and inactions, that even the majority caucus were even agitating for his removal. If your own people are agitating for the removal
of yourself,
of your finance minister, then it means that there is something they have seen very wrong that is not going on with, yes, and that these corrections need to be made in the interest of
the Ghanaian people.
And Ghanaians were even agitating for the removal.
The fellow Ghanaians.
Yes. But after all, we still have him in office. These grounds for removal talks about economy. Are we getting it?
Yes.
One of them is referring to the economic status of the state. So in a situation where we have that high rate of unemployment, we have the prices of goods and services escalating to the extent that even someone who cannot afford 3 square meal a day will find it difficult to even afford one this thing a day. Look at the cost of production of goods and services in our own state. Ghana, we are almost producing our domestic products by ourselves. Foods. We produce maize, cassava, plantain, and others ourselves. Why we have our mineral resources too available. So what are we lacking? That, or what do we need that we do not have? Is it the expertise to transform these resources
into something valuable or money?
Something valuable that we can that Ghanaian citizens can enjoy at low cost. It's like the political system has become eternal, okay, that it is already structured. When you are going there, you go there and the system controls you, then you move out. Are you getting it?
You don't go to change things.
You don't go to change things. That is the current mentality of we, the young ones that are even coming up. How many of us as young Ghanaians are ready to serve in the good interest of the people? Even when you look at the student front, you can see what is going on. In a situation where we have people giving out money to electorate in order to vote for them. When we have these things going on in the states, then it is a sign of what? Corruption. Because if I have to buy your power, the money I'm giving to you to vote for me,
it's a business.
It's a business. You have sold your power to me, or you are selling your power to me, and I pay for it. The money I use to pay you, when I go to office, I have to retrieve those money. Are you getting it? That is the mentality people
by
are having.
all means.
By all means. If I have the qualities to serve the people, why should I give out money before I'm
you are
elected
granted that
or
power.
selected into office or selected to serve? And this kind of behavior is gradually moving down to student politics.
It's there. It's not just moving, but it's already there.
Are you following?
Yes.
Even you see students telling aspirants to give them money before they even support them. Is it the money that we are looking out, or the true representation of our people that we are looking at? Someone that can speak for us, someone that can help us get our needs. So you see that our mentality is making us a slave to the political system.
Yes.
If I can identify a potential in you as a great leader, and that I have to vote for you willingly just to serve the people, why should I demand for money? Maybe for now, people will think that we are not there. That is why we are having this intention. But every good fight must start from the scratch.
Yes.
Your ability to fight a good cause tomorrow is determined by your actions today. What you stand for today. What you really represent. That is why when you come to the judicial system, I was telling our members at Student Legal Society meeting yesterday that sometimes if you really want to represent the delivery of justice, sometimes you have to put your life on the timeline. Sometimes you have to cross so many red lines in order to serve justice to the people. Because representing the interests of the people is not an easy cause.
Yes.
It's a difficult cause. People knows what you stand for. People know that whatever you are fighting for is a good cause. But because it is not in their interest, these same people, some of them will come against you.
Yes.
Some of them will come against your life, will come after your life. So I encourage them that, you see, sometimes you do not become afraid of attack. You do not become afraid of death or spiritual attack or physical attack when you are delivering justice. You take an oath to serve, to protect, preserve the Constitution, and serve justice to the people. That is what you stand for. It's a bond you have signed between you and God and the people. It is not a bond between you and the few group of people in power. This is an agreement, a bond
Yes.
signed between you and the people and God. So serving humanity shouldn't get you scared. It is really a huge task, and no good cause come easy. Yes, you need to be ready for attacks. You need to be ready for criticisms
Yes.
and all that. And me, I don't see criticisms to be bad. They are really
They structure you well.
advices in disguise.
Yes.
They structure you well. They help you to build on your weaknesses.
Yes.
Or to transform your weaknesses into strength. Are you getting it?
Yes.
That is why we still have people who stand for the truthful cause, to fight for the good cause, being attacked every day. Meanwhile, these are people who have gone to the several institutions, holding several certificates and all that. How many of Ghanaian scholars, I would say, Ghanaian scholars or graduates dedicate themselves to fighting the good cause? It is time we begin to transform the knowledge we have in the classrooms into something useful to benefit the people. It's not about the knowledge you have in the group from the book. It is about the impacts
you are able to
make in the society. How are you making the knowledge you have acquired in the classroom serve the people? So I don't think that when we those in the education sector or we those into education, reading the education courses, our limitation or our endpoint is not only in the classroom. Yes.
We have a lot
to do.
Yes.
Beyond the class, beyond the classroom.
Yes.
We have to teach the public what we have to know as Ghanaian citizens, what we are not aware of.
Yes.
We are not only limited to the four walls of the classrooms. No. If we have to educate, then we have to educate the general public. If we have to sensitize, then we have to sensitize the general public. So it is time we move or we transform the knowledges we acquire in the class to the societies, so that we see the good fight of we see the good outcome of what we really represent.
So that we see the good outcome of what we really represent. We are here with Prof. Dogbe, right? Prof. Dogbe. We are here with Prof. Dogbe. He's not yet a professor, though.
That is a popular name.
Yes, but he's a professor. You understand when you understand. You understand that. So he's a professor. Time is not by our side, but we have yet a lot of questions to ask. So we will plead with him again to reappear here. If he accepts our invitation and comes, then we'll continue with some of the questions that we couldn't answer and we couldn't ask him, because we still have a lot of. In fact, my head is full of questions. I don't know whether I can sleep if I go home today, but I will try my best and sleep. But I will also keep pleading with him to come back again. Then we'll continue with the conversation, because time is not by us. I know yourself, you are tired and you want to join the conversation. You don't need to, start forgetting where we started, even as we make the conversation too much long. So we'll stop it here, or we'll pause it here. Then you join the conversation by dropping your comments in the comment section. Then we take it from there. So, Prof, you have 1 minute of our time we've exhausted all our time for the day, though. So you have 1 minute of our time to thank your fans, and also if you have anything to tell beyond the classroom, so fans. the family of Beyond the Classroom.
Okay. Thank you, everyone who is watching from afar.
Yeah.
What I have to say to the general public is this: if you are fighting for a good cause, you need to be dedicated. You need to be ready for anything that comes out of it. We also need to read and learn more. Learning is continuous. We do not, there is no particular limitation for studies or learning. Learning takes place day in, day out. So I entreat all of us to keep on learning, keep on studying, keep on consulting the appropriate agencies and entities that we need in strengthening the Ghanaian political system. And to my fellow colleague students, it's really a good program. I would entreat us to continue learning as well and be ready to impact society with positive uh, 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 things that we are learning from the classrooms. We are not limited to the classrooms only. Our teaching goes beyond the classroom, and we should be ready to sensitize the societies on the various things that we need to know as Ghanaian citizens. The fight for a good cause is not for a particular person. It is a collective duty of all of us to embark on. Thank you very much.
Prof, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate your presence, and we will be calling you on subsequent basis.
Okay.
As we were not able to, as I said, we were not able to exhaust all our questions. We still have a lot to ask.
Sure.
And I know my viewers will also ask questions in the comment section. So when you come, we'll bust everything together.
Sure.
Then
sure.
we'll continue to digest it.
Okay.
We really appreciate your presence.
You are really
and
welcome. It's
we are
my
happy.
pleasure.
We
It's
can't
my
express
pleasure.
how happy we
It's
are
my
with
pleasure.
you. Fans, thank you so much for joining us on this conversation. Just drop your comment, like I always emphasize. Join the conversation by dropping your comment in the comment section. If you are new, drop your if you are new, just subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that the new video that will be dropping, you'll be the first person to be notified automatically that a new video is in. Go and learn. Also, like the video if you are enjoying it, and do share with others so that multiple members will also learn from, or multiple people or your friends and family can learn from it. Don't be selfish, don't learn alone. Let us learn together. I appreciate your presence here all. Bye bye. Right, Prof.
Yes.
We are done.